evening, and welcome to Coffee Tea with Aeson and, of course, Natalie. How are you,
Hi,
darling?
everyone.
Let's get your right cup for you. There we go. Hey,
Hi,
everyone.
everybody.
Hope you're having a really good holiday season. I
Yeah,
don't know. This one has been weird for me.
it's been a little bit weird for me too. It's this is my first year not working for somebody else.
Uh-huh.
This is my first holiday that I'm not working retail or working in a hotel where it was mandatory that you work on Thanksgiving. It's mandatory that you work Christmas Eve. It's mandatory that you work Christmas Day. It's mandatory that you work New Year's Eve. It's mandatory that you work New Year's Day. And now that I have like the full ability to be at home the entire time, not having to cater to everybody else's needs, I don't know what to do with myself. I feel that might also be part of like, I don't know what I'm missing. Like, I feel like something's missing from my life. That's probably what it is. That absence
No, I
of
know what's
freaking
missing from
chaos,
your
Aeson.
life.
That's probably what I feel like I'm missing, is that like that lack of anxiety that I feel like I should be having at this moment.
Well, I know what you're missing.
You mean steady paycheck? Yeah, I'm missing that too.
No. One of these.
Yes. Yeah. It's just it's been so quiet for me this year that it's just I feel weird. I feel weird.
I haven't had time to see the quiet. I was talking with someone, it was either today or yesterday, one of my old friends.
Mm.
I don't remember because they were in India. I'm in America. It's a debate on what day it is at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, don't get me started on that. Oh, I don't need an existential crisis. Thank you. I don't need one of those today.
But, we both started in the industry around the same time. She's a couple years behind me. And we were talking about how our job has morphed and is continuing to morph. Because when we started, all we were doing was answering phones, throwing a couple cards. She was quickly adding up letters of an alphabet she barely knew.
Yeah.
To come up with numbers to reflect, and I'm just like, yeah, now we're content creating, we're managing, we're duplicating and reduplicating and evergreening and podcasting and video hosting and video editing. And
yeah,
she says, I know, I'm about ready to hire me a secretary, I just don't know which one I want. And I said, neither.
right.
Hire you a housekeeper.
Right. Like, literally take care of everything in my life other than my work. Just let
Yes.
me, you can take care of everything else going on in my life. Just let me do my work.
Yeah. And so we were talking, and she's like, I already have one. And I'm like, what? And she's like, yeah, I've had one since the 80s. I'm like, excuse me? She says, yeah, 2 months after I started the job, I hired me a housekeeper. I'm like, really? She says, of course. I don't have time to be up at 3 o'clock in the morning doing this stuff and waking up at 9 o'clock to get my husband's lunch packed. And because the culture over there is so different.
Right.
We got all the festivals to do and yada, yada, yada. Of course, I hired me a housekeeper. I'm like, why are American business owners taught differently?
Yeah.
The first thing we're taught is, as soon as you can afford it, add on to your team, get you a virtual secretary, get you a virtual assistant, get you a web designer, get you an assistant, get you this, get you a video editor. And I'm like, yeah. I think that the American female entrepreneur heard she's hiring a housekeeper, she would fall over dead.
Yeah. I'd be like, where's that money coming from?
Yeah.
Like, how can you afford that? Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, every time I leave my house and I look at my gas tank, I cry. You know what I mean?
Stop that.
You know what I mean? It's just like, no, I can't. No, the cost of living has become absolutely ridiculous.
Well, it is, but we also have other ridiculous crap going on.
Yeah.
Constant crap going on. Of course, we're in social media, so I've seen all day today about how Christmas is nothing but appropriation. You took this from this one, this from that one, this from that one. Then we have the stores now finally getting that, the Jewish population deserve their own section. Hello, Target. I'm looking at you over there, bitch. With your little 2 shelves of Hanukkah stuff.
Right.
But your paper says all this Hanukkah stuff. Prophet, great. They will have lamp oil. I will be able to get good, lasting lamp oil for my lamp.
Yeah.
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 So, we got to see each other this weekend at the Yule Ball and Market.
We did. That was so fun. That was so fun.
It was. The next day I went to Michael's, I went to Target, I went to Five Below. All these stores that are like supposed to have the things I don't have down here, guess what?
Empty.
They don't have them either.
They have nothing.
Yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's yeah. It's depressing. It's depressing.
You don't understand the level of depression. Because again, my friend in India, she's like, they've got so much stuff over here. They've got the Uber, they got all this. And I'm like, and we're talking because we both use a lot of the same tools and techniques and that type of thing. And she's like, oh yeah, we can just get that from the market. I'm like, it's no big deal over here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why in the world? Like, who's living in the third world country?
Right, exactly. It's like it visually it looks the opposite, but lifestyle is very
yeah.
It's like, I mean, my family was raised in India on my mom's side, and so there's a lot of, I don't know, like I was raised on basmati rice and curries and chilies, you know what I mean? Like my parents had an Indian food takeaway service that they ran out of their house at night. So my house was constantly filled with food and people from India, all the Indian food, the whole culture, everything. And I participated in it, and no one ever batted an eyelash at me.
Right.
Like if I came out wearing a sari, no one batted an eyelash at me. I wanted my nose pierced when I was like 6 years old because there were other girls my age living over there that had their noses pierced. I was like,
yes.
Why can they have it, but I can't? Why is that okay for them and it's not okay for me? And then there was like the joke of like, well, do you want to have an arranged marriage too? And I was like, no, I just want to have
debatable. That's really debatable.
I was like,
I would have, said, I don't know. What are you offering?
Right.
I've got my standards.
So long as my daughter can be exactly who she is without you questioning it and restricting her, we're good. That's all I would care about.
Oh no, there has to be a dowry. There is some financing going on. There's supposed to be expectations of education going on. Yeah. I mean, it's a real negotiation of a contract.
And then the wedding lasts like 7 days, and it costs a fortune to do, and it's beautiful and it's elegant, and it's like there are pieces of like that part of my life that I really, really miss. But if I were to do those things now, I would receive so much hate. And I'm like, but my mom's family was born and raised in India, like my whole family. Just because I'm white doesn't mean that that's not part of my upbringing. You know what I mean? Doesn't mean that that's not part of my life.
Not only that, but that's part of your culture because you were
right. Doesn't mean that when I'm not meditating that I'm only getting Greek gods or something like that, or just Anglo gods coming forward to me. Oh no. I've had Indian deities coming through to me as well.
Yeah, so Lakshmi just needs to sit down in your office and debate with you how many ways she wants to flip her coins at you, is my opinion. Yeah. Just my opinion. But, and I was listening to this and I'm like, are we that stupefied?
Yeah, it's like, what's the word you want to use here? Because...
Stupefied. Literally, I am that stupefied about things. Like, Christmas is December 25th. Boxing Day is December 26th.
Yeah.
Lightning Day was December 12th. Another Christmas is another. I think it's St. Nicholas Day or We Three Kings Day is
Yeah.
January the 11th.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was the Three Kings Day. And it was
Yeah.
like a feast, like a day of a feast.
Well, it depends on where you're at culturally. We have the 12 days of Yule going on. We
Right.
have Hanukkah going on. Give me a minute.
Well, it's like the 12 days of Yule, the 12 days of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
thinking
exactly.
the
The old
Muslim
Christmas
had
was in
another.
January, starting the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Or the beginning of like the calendar year.
Right.
And it was like all of one big collective celebration.
Well, but here's the harder and the more, if you look at history, the point of it. Yeah, December 8th, the enlightenment of the Gotite Buddha. It was December the 8th, Buddha Day. So, every religion is having something.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And every region of the world has their own traditions. And then it's like your neighbor, like if you start something in your own family and then your neighbor adopts that and then shows it to their family and then their family adopts it, who does it belong to? It doesn't belong to anybody. It was an idea somewhere that someone came up with, and eventually the world just kind of acknowledged it as an is and then does it their own way. Are we
mhm.
still putting candles in the tree like they used to do in Victorian times? No, we're not. If we did, I'm pretty sure all of our houses would burn down to the ground.
Not really.
I
Depends
just
if you've met, paid your patronage to the fire gods. But anyhow, let's back up to the originality where the show started at. We have three different clear communications on where these holidays started at. Where are we? We're in the middle of goddamn winter.
Yeah.
What do we need to do? We need to get some celebration going on, or we got some depression kicking in. We've
Right,
got
exactly.
famine going on.
It's cold
We have
outside. We need to bring the warmth in. We need to bring the joy back. We need to celebrate things,
yes.
It's like you can't, otherwise we're all gonna die a slow, cold death.
Well, none of that, but we need to do something that I think people put not much emphasis on anymore. We need to share what we have.
Mm-hmm.
We need to have a big meal with family and friends and neighbors and community. So what are we going to call it? Well, the Hanukkah story is a very empowering story.
Mm-hmm.
There's echoes of it throughout other cultures. If you look at the Yule log, you look at the Hanukkah menorah, they look very fucking similar.
Yeah, it burned for an exorbitant amount of time, longer than it was supposed to, provided warmth and heat for everybody to use throughout the days and nights. It was a miracle by all accounts. You only had enough oil to last you the night, and somehow it lasted 7. It's like,
Exactly.
how did that
So
happen?
we have that
Same
story.
with the
Then
Yule log.
we have the Yule log that looks very similar. It's kind of like kidney pie and meatloaf.
Same thing, different shape.
Same thing, different shape.
Right, exactly.
So we got the Jewish faith and the
Old
non-Abrahamic religious faith doing about the same damn thing.
Yeah.
Couple 1,000 miles apart, not really caring who's adding ketchup and who's adding barbecue sauce at this point.
Right.
Interlinking and trading, because guess what else has happened? We've just now finished the big kills. We've just now finished the big things. So what do we got to do? Well, you got a ton of beef up there, and Lashanga grew some wonderful goats. Let's meet up and switch this off because you're tired of beef and he's tired of goat. And
right, let's trade. Yeah, absolutely. Or let's share a meal together and celebrate what we have together. Bring the families together. Bring our cultures together. And share the stories from where we're from and stuff like that. And it's like that isn't a thing anymore. And it's everyone's wanting to keep everything for themselves when as a world, as a humanity, our purpose is literally to not live solitary lives. As hard as that
technically,
is.
we are tribal communities.
Yeah.
And tribes interlink and change and grow and build. And, as a species, we are tribal.
Mm-hmm.
And it's proven that tribes create and build themselves and build different things, and they take different roles. And I think a lot of what we see in today's culture that's problematical is we don't have that tribal mentality on the larger scales.
Yeah.
We have a lot of hate going on in larger scales.
Yeah.
We also, we're too busy trying to label and figure out where shit came from. When it's like, does it matter?
Just celebrate the fact that it exists, and if it means something to you, then fucking do it.
Right. Well, but what I'm seeing more and more is people that don't have any skin in the game getting offended.
Yeah.
And I am like, excuse the queen out of me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is this your game? Is this your role to be offended?
Yeah. It's like, I'm sorry, this was my story, and this is my book, and this is what was happening with my character.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's happening in your book with your character, but this is my story, and this is what I'm doing. So
yeah. Yeah. I got pissed off. I personally am pissed off right now. Okay. And here's why I'm pissed off. I've been searching for 3 weeks for oil for my lamp on New Year's Eve. I'm playing with different substitutes, but I wanted lamp clear, unscented petroleum lamp oil.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Brenda. Hi, Brenda, and
Brittany.
Shannon. Hello. Thank you, Brittany. Pull up a chair, grab a cup of coffee. We're dishing tea and bitching. And I just need to light one lamp to burn throughout the night.
Mm-hmm.
Hard situation. I now understand why the menorah is being used with candles. To find oil is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm. To process it is, like I've seen like a huge decline in even like citronella oil itself. Like just burning oils itself, everything's becoming like a more solid form. Like they're just adding essential oils to like palm-based waxes or whatever. You know what I mean? It's not the same as it used to be. It's definitely not the same as it used to be.
It's definitely not the same as it used to be.
No.
But, and we see this in the pagan community when it's like, oh, that's Celtic. You can't do that unless you're following these deities. And it's like bullshit. And I got a friend on a social media messaged me. She's having a little bit of trouble out of somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And I gave her a recipe, and she goes, I'm not Wiccan, I'm Romney. Would it not be? I was like, last time I checked, magic ran through the world.
I was like, don't you both use cinnamon in your workings? Don't you both use cloves in your workings? Don't you both use fire in your workings? Why is there a difference? Why is there a difference? There is no difference.
Exactly. And that's what I told her. I said, honey,
there's no magic. Difference.
No difference. If me, a Christian witch, and a Wiccan witch, there's a difference. Decide to do a spell together, we can do the spell together. Here's the big thing. We're going to do the spell. We're not calling in Jehovah or Yahweh and the Morrigan and Dashing all at the same damn time.
This is like where I come from. This is like my stance on the whole thing. Okay, so you take all of the deities. Like, it doesn't freaking matter which region, religion, doesn't fucking matter. Take all the deities. Where are they all hanging out? Do you think they're all on different planes? No. They're all hanging out together, working freaking together. Because they've existed for the exact same amount of time.
Yep.
So, do you not think that Freya is aware of Shiva? Do you not think that they know each other on some level? Do you not think that their energies have come together at some point in time?
Yes. Yes. You just as a magical practitioner, you should not invite two gods that have an issue with each other.
But like, I mean, unless you're invoking chaos into your life and you really want to get the party started. But again, don't do that. I mean, It depends on what your intentions are, Aeson.
Just a word of warning from an old bitch. Don't call up Yahweh's son and the Morgon into the same room.
Oh,
or the same circle. They don't get along. They're not even happy with each other to this day over Ireland.
yeah, religious wars and religious freedom are yeah, that's a really sore spot for all of them up there.
Yeah, well, up there and down there because you have
Yeah.
upper gods and lower gods.
Yeah. Like they're like, it baffles us that people killed each other in our names when we never asked them to do that.
Right.
Like,
And now they're just getting
why would we ask you to do that? We would never do that.
Debatable. I mean, I could see a few war gods sitting down going, okay, let's see how good our generals are. Yeah, St. Lucius over there is just an idiot.
It would be more on a defensive side than just we're going to attack. There would be a reason behind it. It wouldn't just be because we just fucking feel like it.
True.
Because we disagree with you, therefore we're going to burn your houses, take your women, and slit your babies' throats, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, oh, and in order to stop that from happening, you got to paint your door with the blood of a lamb that you just slaughtered. Biblical reference there.
I get the biblical reference, but that level of biblical reference leaves out
that to me, and I was like, that's witchcraft. That literally is describing witchcraft. It's telling you to do witchcraft, to like blood sacrifice, and then display it proudly to let others know that you've done it.
Well, bricks were hard to come by over in Israel at the time, okay? So brick dust was even worse. The part of the story they leave out there is that lamb is cooked on an open fire.
On a spit,
fed to everybody in the community according to rank. The reverse rank, meaning the lowest gets the most, the highest gets the least.
Yeah.
These are things that are left out of the ABC special of anything that has to do with sacrifices. So it just gets me.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, really? It's like, I don't know, last night on TikTok, there were so many TikToks about protect your home from Yule, from the evil spirits of Yule.
Yes, I heard someone was saying that like this was like the veil was thinner now than it was during Samhain. And I was like, this is literally the first time I have ever heard such a statement declared in all of my spiritual life. And in my experience, I don't experience any higher or less activity in my home at any point during the year. It is always the same no matter what. If my energy is high, yeah, I'm going to have maybe a couple things flying out at me, but it doesn't matter if it's June, July, August, or October. Doesn't freaking matter, you know? It doesn't matter.
Well, see, that was my thing.
I was like, I've never heard such a statement. And it's funny because I'll be watching some of these and I can hear my guides laughing behind me going, what a load of bullshit.
Right.
Sure, you can ask questions.
You can ask questions. We're taking questions. But no, I heard this and I'm like, okay, the veil is thin twice a year and it's Persephone's channel. She goes down on All Hallows. Mm-hmm. She returns during spring equinox or Maybon.
Right.
And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, who wrote these fucking books and why are you not studying the original fucking texts to the books?
Right. Follow the history of it. Like the reason that the winter is here. Like there are stories behind that. And it's like, it doesn't matter which culture you look at, the stories are very, very similar. It's like same story, different character names, different theme or something, or a different area of the world or something along those lines. But it's just an adaptation. All right, it's
I'm
literally
like
the
banner so everyone understands how we rock this house. All right, guys. There we go. That if you want a reading, and Merry Christmas to everyone. If you want to ask a question that is a psychic question, we got to have birth dates because this is West Virginia, and I love you guys, but you're not worth $5,000 to me per question.
I don't have that kind of cash. We don't get paid that much to do that.
We don't get paid that much. So there's that. But no, I was just like dumbfounded. I'm like, that's Samhain behavior.
Yeah.
That's, that's Mabon behavior.
Yeah.
Oh, I see where you get that from, but why are you doing it here when you should be doing it here? I'm like, who the fuck is this shit coming from? And I still haven't found it. Like, I understand that we have astrological holidays. Like Yule's is tomorrow, technically astrologically. Don't quote me on that. I believe it is.
And I think this is just my professional opinion as a psychic medium and all of that stuff. That during the holidays, a lot of us focus a lot of our mind on the past, on our family members that are no longer here, all of the memories and all of the nostalgia from the past. The more you focus on your loved ones that are in spirit, guess what, folks? They're going to be bringing that energy right back here, like with them. So it's like telepathically you are summoning those energies into your space. So whenever you start thinking about your grandparents and you start thinking about even negative things or negative people in your life, and then that stuff kind of sticks around with you, you might start experiencing negative energy in your home and be like, oh, like, spirits are here. You called that, you kind of summoned that yourself. Well, so whenever you are focusing on your grandparents and like your family members and all those good memories, activity might increase in your home because you're calling that in.
Yep. Right. All right, I'm popping blue stars, but I'm going to make this clear. Yule is a time of rebirth, reunitement. It is the time of the sun god traveling. It is the time of, depending on the lore, a sun god being born or one dying. So with that in mind, and it being one of the 4 major holidays, enjoy it. And if you thought your grandmother would never miss a holiday, yes, she ain't missing them on the other side. She's already booked her portal into your home. Get over it, clean your mirrors, dust your furniture, stop looking like a Yahoo.
Yep.
All right, I'll let you take Brittany, I'll take Terry, and then I'll let you take Crow.
Cool deal. Okay, so Brittany, my darling, and I'm sorry I'm wearing gloves. My fingers are cold. The rest of me is not, but my fingers are freezing. Okay, so Brittany, take a deep breath, my girl. Okay, calm down. You have so much to be thankful for around you, and I want you to focus on playtime. Okay, I want you to focus on having fun. The card of breathe comes out, like really refocus your energy. I feel like there's a lot of anxiety. Even now as I'm talking, my heart is kind of racing and it's kind of feeling like it's in the middle of my throat a little bit. So I really want you to kind of calm down and understand that you got to work on healing from whatever it is or this person that is causing you upset in your life. Okay. I feel like you have to kind of snip a cord there and really like re-ravel that string back up in your heart and work on sewing yourself back up together. Again, I really do feel like it was time for you to go, or time for this person to go, whatever that is. But Spirit is really encouraging you to kind of refocus your sense of equilibrium, okay? Because they're showing me like a big, like your head is full of water and it's just sloshing back and forth and it's just like chaos of emotions in your mind. You're not done yet, okay? There's still going to be music playing in your life. There's still going to be community coming into your life, or I even want to say rely on your community during this time to help you get through like this situation. Know that Spirit's got your back. Know that your grandfather is around you and like giving you like all of the freaking hugs in the world. But you got to trust this process, okay? Start imagining and manifesting what you want your future to look like and make it happen for yourself, okay? Love you.
All right. Now, we're cutting off a Crow. Remember that because we got to take a commercial break or my Patreons will kick my ass.
Yep, they will.
All right. So, Terry, let's see. You also had a jumper card, so we'll address that because it's not tied to your question. All right, so first up, you're really stressing and wearing yourself out. You're thinking you're all going to be alone for all the time. You're not. You just kind of get your breath. I feel that the love pops up probably in about 3 weeks. You're not expecting it. That will be a judgment call for you because there is not only passion there, but there's a lot of attraction. However, darling, what's the deal with your money? Why are you robbing Peter to play football and blocking your actions? Okay, so you got to start taking care of yourself, taking care of your home. Let the love come on. Okay, it'll be there on its own.
Okay. So, of course, I had to go ahead and switch out my deck. I had to go and switch out my deck because I had to go and get my Urban Crow deck out because I was like, I have to. And they're like, no, we won't accept any other deck other than the Crow deck. And I was like, got it. No worries. Okay. I also had the term spice baby coming in my head, like total like music reference there. But if you've been working with spices lately or incorporating spices into your work or even doing burnt offerings of spices, this spirit guide that you have working with you is really appreciating that. Like I actually see them bathing themselves in smoke. So if you've been doing burnt offerings or incenses or working with spices or spice blends or anything along those lines, amazing, because that's really driving their energy up. And I feel like that this spirit guide is really amping up energies of protection around you or wanting you to continue working on, or like I'm hearing the word perfecting. So if you've been working on protection or working on like doing like perfecting your art of protection or perfecting a spell or something along those lines, keep doing that. You're so close to getting it exactly the way that you need to. Your commitment, this is a new commitment that you're being brought into, or like this is just like a lifelong commitment, and it's definitely, I feel like, not exactly a guide that you were expecting to be in your life, but man, they are really taking you off in a brand new direction, and it's only going to lead you to more and more growth. If you don't think that you can survive this, change your change your thinking. You will be able to survive this. And I feel like even like your sense of community is going to change. Whether your circle of friends is becoming old and stagnant and you're ready to enter into a new circle, but there is going to be a new sense of community coming into your world. And this community is going to help you with your sense of teamwork, or they're going to help you work with you, whether that is like a coven or just a spiritual group or something along those lines. And they're going to help you find fun again in your magical workings. And help you to grow in creating a sacred space for yourself. Okay. And that the very last card is the card of territory. So again, I really want to like focus on protection and setting boundaries where you need to, and like finiting and perfecting that the art of protection. I hope that makes sense.
Yes.
And as I saw that, I saw like a giant black cloak being like a shroud of like a black cloak being like, and I even heard it like that whoosh of like a black cloak being like twisted around. So I hope that makes sense.
I'm sure it will. All right, let's take a
break.
break.
I'm sure it will.
Right back.
Usually does.
Hi, I'm Dottie the Psychic, and I'm sure you're wondering why I'm not wearing any makeup. Well, one reason is to irritate my social media manager, Aeson Knight. Hi, Aeson. The other reason is because I like to get to the naked truth about what it means to be a neurodivergent LGBT person with psychic abilities. I've got vlogs, blogs, and podcasts and videos all related to trying to live my best life and helping witches and bitches do the same thing. So, you can check all that out and get a reading from Dottie the Psychic at DOTTIEthepsychic.com. Safe travel and much profit to you.
Do you have a cute pet? We know you do. Each week, Tracy Van chooses from submitted photos a featured reader for her Facebook page and provides a tarot reading. Your adorable pet cat, dog, rabbit, goat, chicken, snake, or more could be her next featured reader. Visit tracyvann.com, TracyVann.com, and click Featured Reader to submit. We look forward to seeing your pet next.
Hey everybody, Lady Gwendolyn here, and I am here to tell you how to get in contact with me and a little bit about what I do. I am the High Priestess that works with shadow work to help you grow and heal. And I work with access bars, Reiki, I do power forms. I'm recently getting into crystal healing, sound therapy as well. So you can go to Lady Gwendolyn Healing, that is LadyGwendolynHealing.com. Book your appointment with me. I do in person, I do over the phone, I do over Zoom. We can do that as well. My main goal is to help you grow and heal, because I've been there, I'm still going through it, and let my strength help guide you. See you soon.
Hey everybody, Natalie here from The Pendulum's Path. If you are in need of guidance, direction, spiritual connection, healing, or more, you have come to the right place. I have worked as a psychic and a medium for over 3 years, connecting people from all over the world with their loved ones, giving them insight and guidance into their current situations, their past healings, their blockages, and what they need to know in order for them to have a better future. It would be my absolute honor if you would come to my website at www.thependulumspath.com. Visit my shop. I have a whole bunch of crystals, oils, balms, mystery boxes, and more. And visit my services. I offer 15-minute, 30-minute, and 60-minute sessions. I also have email readings available if you're not comfortable with the one-on-one session with me, or if you just want to try me out. I encourage you to come visit me at the Pendulum's Path, and let's get you back on the right track today.
All right, welcome back.
Thanks.
I did something today.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, I did something
Glad
I
to
haven't
be
done in
here.
a long while. I made stew
Stew.
in the oven.
Like roast the meats.
No, like you put the whole stew in there,
Mm.
and you pop her in the oven. Put it on 300 degrees, and you stir it a little bit here, a little bit there. You know, and I love Joe, and he's used to me slow cookering. He has to figure out how to slow cooker the oven also, the original slow cooker.
Yeah, the original slow cooker, which used to be a giant cauldron over a giant fire in the middle of an open kitchen.
I get told I can't do that. Something about fire code.
You know, something about homeowners insurance and having an open fire in the middle of your kitchen that just doesn't sit right with them these days.
Why? I don't know. I mean, it ain't that hard.
It's like you guys take all the fun out of everything.
Exactly.
I hope that makes sense for you, Crowley. I hope that it does.
Yeah.
That's what I was seeing. So do it in the yard. Yeah, my neighbors
have a big problem.
You know, like we're not even allowed to have a fire pit in the ground. So, you know.
Yeah, see, my neighbors would be out there throwing a fit.
Yeah.
Something about, their children or cat or whatever going missing.
Whatever.
And of course the mayor would come over.
Right. It'd be like, we need to talk.
Yes. Because his mother lives across the street from me. What are you doing out here cooking?
Like, we need to have a discussion about your doings in the neighborhood. And to be like, which ones in particular?
Yeah, which ones in particular? I'm trying to get these neighbors
The
familiar with
nighttime
those.
ones or the daytime doings? Which ones
Uh-huh.
would you like to discuss? Because those are different things.
Exactly. But no, I would love, and I do it when I'm camping. I will do a stew pot when I'm camping, but I really didn't. Um,
You were saying about protection right after you find a cat whisker. Let me tell you, I have a jar. I have a little vial all full of my cat whiskers. And my kid asks me all the time, she's like, why do you have these? And I'm like,
mhm.
you never know. I've probably got like 13, 14 whiskers in there now. I think it's great. I love it.
Mhm.
See, I love that, Shannon. If I lived closer, I totally would have been in there doing it with you. You know I would. In a heartbeat, I would have been there in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
My husband would have been like, where are you going? I'd be like, don't worry about it.
Hey, stew down the street.
I'm not going to a cookout, okay?
Uh-huh. I don't know. I thought about doing something
It's
like
2 in
that.
the morning, and
And
girls gotta
gotta
eat.
yeah. I don't know. I've thought about doing that for a gathering. Just have like there's witches in the state that have like huge freaking cauldrons, and we always get a grill at the thing or whatever, and just have everyone bring a veggie or a meat or whatever,
Something.
and just drop them. And for our vegetarian friends, we will make sure that your cauldron stays away from our meat eating cauldron.
My inner Taurus is screaming, Shannon, because I always need a snack. I don't care if someone hands me a bag of chips. I will always take one. Okay. Oh my God, stone soup. Don't even talk to me about stone soup, because that brings back every single story book like ever with stone soup. Like I remember those stories. I remember the stories of stone soup from a kid.
Yeah. But no, I'm looking over next year. I'm looking over what, I've talked about with people doing, looking at other ideas. And I may do, maybe next year, maybe the year after that, do something called Calling of the Tribes. And it's going to be you bring a veggie or you bring something and we throw it in a kettle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because, community meals are important.
And bring an ingredient and bring an intention.
Yeah.
Bring your individual self, an ingredient, and an intention and an appetite.
Yeah. Yeah.
And bring a fork and bring a spoon.
And a bowl.
Right? Like, this is a BYOB event, guys. Yes. Bring your own bowl.
Yeah. But that is what all of these holidays were about to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
If we go back, if you'd walked into 300 AD British, Britannia on December 25th, this is pre-Christian, there would have been some soup cooking going on, some talking going on, some trading going on, some cussing going on, some drinking going on,
some smoking,
some other things going
seeds, on. Like opium was thing.
No, not then, because we hadn't connected the Indian Isles with the Britannia yet.
Oh, not yet?
No, the Silk Road hadn't been created yet.
Okay,
and no, Gen Zs, we're not talking about the dirty website. We're talking about the real Silk Road.
Yeah, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with. Yes, mushrooms. Mushrooms would have been consumed of all various types.
Yes.
Of all various types, known and unknown.
Yeah. But these are things that we had to change as our culture changes.
Right.
And people need to understand, don't be calling appropriation for something unless you know what it is.
If that was the case, then black pepper should be culturally appropriated. Chili peppers should be culturally appropriated.
Mm-hmm. Mugwort should be culturally appropriated.
You know what I mean?
Get over it.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, because this is what happens. This is what this is the modern day terms of what has happened. My neighbors last year put in propane in their home, not permanently. They done the buddy heater thing. I saw it and went, well, damn, that's a good idea. Because of course the gas company done the same thing they done to my gas system to their gas system.
Hmm.
So guess what Aeson does this year?
Disconnects it completely from the main lines.
Oh, I've been disconnected completely from the main lines for 5 years, honey.
Oh, you've been just doing the propane heaters?
No, I was doing electric till I saw that. I went, oh,
Okay.
that's more safer. That's cheaper. So I done it.
Yeah.
So Natalie, in her lovely office, there's a lovely summer kitchen office, a summer office, needed a winter office. Natalie, go get this. It's great. Natalie does it.
Yes, I did. And now I'm warmer than I was 20 minutes ago. Okay. So I was like, no, I'm getting a little chilly now and I'm going to turn it on now.
Yeah.
But I mean, these little things, a 2-pack is $10. So, and each one of these lasts me a couple of hours, which is great. I can turn it off and on when I need it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it doesn't overload your power system. You aren't doing what I call the switchboard of operational electricity and math in your head.
Yeah. Well, when I walk into my husband's like, the house power turned off twice while you were in there. Were you running the heater? And I was like, yes, I was. And he's like, that's what did it. And I was like, oh, whoops. So me working out here is causing my family to lose power in the house. Nope. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to figure out another way to heat myself up in the wintertime, because that's not going to be helpful to anybody in my life.
Yeah.
So.
But, and not only that, but now, we're going to get her the steroid system so she can be like cooking out there soon. But eventually. But this is how holidays spread. Oh, well, Fayetteville's doing a Christmas parade. We should do a Christmas parade. Oh, Fairmont's having a barbecue. We should do a barbecue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The coldest night of the year. We need to bring everybody together so we don't have 20 deaths and then we have to go and, buy people or buy more horses to keep enough food fed or fight a war to keep food fed.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a way to provide those who were in need or had less than, which is all about like the season of giving.
Uh-huh.
It wasn't about who had the most money and the most expensive gift and who could buy the latest iPhone and the latest, gaming system and all of that stuff and a brand new car. It wasn't about that. It to me, sometimes Christmas is turned into like a financial one-upmanship game.
Mm-hmm.
Who has the most? And if you have less than, then you are either not loved enough or not, you're not deemed worthy because somebody didn't buy you something or didn't invest in you financially. And it's like, some people don't have the financial means to do so, but their friendship and what they can offer you outside of that should be worth more than just a one time a year thing where,
Well, and I don't know. I'll be honest. I haven't bought one Christmas gift this year, guys. We haven't. We probably will not. You've reached that point in age where if I get one more thing in this house, I'm going to scream. Mm-hmm. We have everything we ever needed.
Yeah.
Maybe not all we want, but we have everything we needed. And I'm like, you know what? I would rather spend, the one thing that I can give my household is my time.
Yeah. I think some of the most meaningful gifts that my mom ever gave me were like experiences. Yeah. Like tickets to go and see a play that I had wanted to go and see for ages and ages and ages. Like still to this day, I remember getting tickets to go and see the Broadway production of The Lion King. And from like the second the play started to the second that it ended, I had goosebumps the entire time. Mm-hmm. That to me, it wasn't something that I could take home with me, but that memory will last me my lifetime. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's like that. It was like my mom and I had this discussion. It's like, I don't want a thing. I want a do.
Right.
I would much rather have an experience with my family, go on a trip and go and do something fun and not take anything home with me and have those memories and have that joy to look back on. That would mean way more to me than like an item, you know, that could break in a few weeks, or I would lose interest or whatever, you know what I mean?
Replaced or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, this year we're going to do games and cookies. Like, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
We're cooking a ham. Actually, I'm cooking the ham the night before.
There you go.
I'm going to do mac and cheese. I'll probably do some homemade biscuits. We'll do some cookies. And that is it.
Yeah, homemade items, because you're giving them something, like you invested time and your money into something, pouring love into the creation that you're making specifically for that person, or knowing that it's going to go to them. You know, there's more love in something like that than there is in just, here's a gift card to Starbucks.
Right.
Oh, goody.
You know, my extended household is 4 people. My mother is a busier schedule than I do.
Yeah, I know.
She's at the senior. She's doing this. She's got bingo.
You guys are all running around like crazy for her all the time. And then, like, we don't have anything in our house. And then it's 3:00 in the morning and you guys have to go to Walmart for you.
Well, no, we do our Walmart. We do our Walmarting. We used to do our Walmarting at 3:00 in the morning because it was easiest for me, because I can go in and get what I want. Don't have to put up whiny children that don't know how to behave. All that together. Then, you know, and then we got Joe, whose business has exploded. He's off doing wonderful things for people. Mm-hmm. We got me. I've been booking 70 hours on the books for however fucking long I've been reading.
Yeah.
Like, we keep track of my hours so that I don't clock out. And then, you know, my business is expanded and everything else. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the invisible assistant, he's gaming city, but at the same time, he's got his own career that's busy. Mm-hmm. We rarely, as a family, get together to do nothing.
Right.
Except bullshit and have fun. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Like my mom got mad at me because I told her, I was like, so your gift is on its way, but I got an email saying it's late. And she got mad at me for buying her a gift because she knows that I can't afford it. You know, and she's like, I know you can't afford it. And I was like, it doesn't matter. I wanted to, you know, I didn't want you to get nothing because I'm not there, you know? Yeah. Board games, books, and snacks. Seriously, like, make memories with the people, because you can't take that shit with you.
No.
I have never ever in my mediumship career had a spirit come back and be talking about an item that they received at the holidays. No, they're talking about funny experiences, funny memories, like bringing up like the memories of like the core experiences that you had as a family. They're not talking about the shit that you gave them. They're not talking about the shit that they bought you. They don't talk about how much money you have or you don't have. That shit does not mean crap.
Right. And see, I'm not a parent. I'm an extended parent. I really worry about what we're teaching our children right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what Shannon said, like kids who get an Xbox at Christmas from Santa and then brag about it at school. And then there's another kid who doesn't get something like that from Santa. My mom was always like, listen, if we're going to get you an expensive gift, it's going to come from the parents, not from Santa.
Right.
Because otherwise Santa's going to be giving an Xbox to every single child. That doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. That doesn't happen. So I think as parents, they've got to be mindful and realistic and think about it is like, well, you gotta think about it, what everybody else says.
Right. And I kind of got yelled at on TikTok because I was like, do not teach children the Santa buys Xboxes and cars.
Because he doesn't.
He brings apples and oranges and chocolate covered cherries and rare fruits and teddy bears.
That's what we talked about last night, me and Gwen. I was like, every year it wasn't Christmas. Like Santa wasn't real unless I had an apple, an orange, and a bag of gold coins in the bottom of my bag. Like the first thing I would do was dump everything out of my sack. And if those 3 things were not in the bottom of the bag, I was disappointed. I didn't care about the other stuff. And I think that was like the inner witch in me that was like, listen, I need like the wealth, I need the prosperity, and I need the health. Okay. Like,
exactly.
And protection. Like those 3 symbols right there for health, wealth, and protection. Those were gifted. That was the inner pagan in me. That was the inner witch that was seeking out those symbols. Fully aware of that now. Yeah, right. Exactly. The Barbies, the movies, the board games, the little things, the insignificant things.
Well, insignificant but significant. You know, chocolate-covered cherries was like my dad's thing. Every Christmas,
my husband loves those too. Every Christmas, he has to have those. Mine is a Terry's chocolate orange. I gotta whack it. I gotta whack that orange on the. I love them. I love them. I love them.
Things that do not go together: pleasure and success.
I used to get them all the time as a kid. And now it's just like my little thing. Like, I love getting a Terry's chocolate orange at Christmas, and just being able to just smash it on the table.
Now, the one that I didn't think I would like and I actually end up liking was the grape chocolate. Now that's good.
That's unusual.
It's really good.
It
tastes like a nice red wine with chocolate together, but no alcohol involved was harmed. It's very good.
I have this weird thing about grape flavored things. And I figured out through divination, using my divination board and a couple of other mediums, that what I was receiving was absolutely correct. And the reason I cannot stand artificial grape flavored is because of one of my spirit guides who was poisoned, and it was likely delivered through a drink source that was most likely artificial grape flavor, which is why even from like a very young age, anything that was artificial grape flavored, I was like, this tastes like medicine. Like, it tastes like, it doesn't taste nice. It tastes like awful, and I don't like it. And don't listen to him. I just like chocolate and mint together. You know, I love chocolate and mint together. So, like, to each their own. You know what I mean?
Chocolate and mint.
Chocolate, like Junior Mints and York peppermint patties.
Yeah, those are great. Andy's are the best.
I made my own York peppermint patties this year with my kid, and that was really fun.
How cool!
Those
are the things you'll remember.
Yeah, you know, we did the Oreo truffles with the cream cheese and the Oreos. At the end of it, my daughter, who's 7, looked at me. She goes, I could make those myself. But I was like, you absolutely could make those yourself. It is that easy. You could do that by yourself. I will absolutely be watching you every step of the way, but you absolutely could make those yourself. So,
yeah.
And it's like that memory. She's going to carry that with her and be like, I remember making these little truffles with my mom at Christmas. And then she'll want to go, and she'll be like, what was in them? 3 ingredients, kiddo. Oreos, cream cheese, and vanilla. And love.
Yes. But, you know, take this time with your family. Take this time to enjoy yourself. And then we got literally 6 days to the beginning of the new year, and we're going to take a break, and then we're going to be talking about some things that you should be doing during those 6 days.
Yeah. You kept all the other prizes, though. Of course.
Right.
Of course. I mean, this is a good time to like not only just like reflect on the nostalgia of the past and be grateful and be thankful for the experiences that you have had, or be grateful for the experiences that you've survived even. Exactly. You know, because not everybody's past is bright and sunshiny and rosy and filled with good, warm, fuzzy memories. You know what I mean? But being thankful for where you are now and being thankful for the community of people that you have around you that do love and support you, however big or small that may be. You know, I look at those 6 days. Like the last 6 days, Santa is so freaking busy that Santa does not give a crap about what you are doing at this point. Like, literally all bets are off.
All right, let's take a break.
Already packed, so at this point, it doesn't matter what you do. He can't go through it and pick everything out.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Welcome back, goblins! My name is Jason, and I am the host of the Esoteric Book Club, a podcast that examines titles on the magical, paranormal, the mysterious, and the strange. I release 2 episodes a month in which I review books on esoteric topics, recap news of the weird, and conduct interviews with authors, practitioners, and experiencers. The Esoteric Book Club can be found on every major podcast service or can be streamed directly from esotericbookclub.org.
Hi, I'm Tracy Van. I provide a blended reading consisting of mediumship, psychic, and tarot cards. A reading from me can cover any guidance you need from relationships with your partner or your family, spiritual, financial, any questions you may need clarity on. If you would like to book an appointment with me, check out my website, tracyvann.com. That's TRACYVANN.com. I have bookings from 15 to 60 minutes you may choose from. That helps if you just have a quick question, need an answer, or if you're looking for a reading in more depth, I'm here to provide the guidance and clarity for you. Let's just figure it out. Bye.
Hi, Techie Joe here. I work with Aeson Knight and some of the best psychics in West Virginia to create amazing live streams and podcasts for the Psychic Coffee Shop Network. Together, we brew up great content discussing news, events, hot topics, and more, all from a psychic perspective. On the Psychic Coffee Shop, we interview amazing authors in the metaphysical realm. Coffee and Tea combines Aeson with Tracy, Dottie, Natalie, or Lady Gwendolyn for the good and the bad of being a psychic. Shameless Self-Promotion with Dottie the Psychic talks to leading and emerging YouTubers and business owners in our community. Mountain Bears brings you the latest in LGBT news and politics. The Psychic That Plans answers the question of, well, how a psychic plans. Plus, we're live on air. We take your comments and your questions, including psychic advice questions. Check out our amazing programming, book an appointment with top psychics, and find out all the wonderful things we have to offer at PCSBnetwork.com today.
Hi, I'm Aeson Knight. I provide tarot readings covering everything from love and relationships to your life questions and your most spiritual answers. And also, I provide a lot of guidance in finances and divorces and all those relationship problems. So, if you'd like to get a reading from me privately, not on air, you can feel free to do so by visiting aesonknight.com and booking your appointment. I also provide on-demand services, so if your life is a little chaotic, you can go ahead and click that call now button there on my site. Great for a quick answer question. All right, guys, back to the show. Enjoy. All right, welcome back. So we're talking about the time between Boxing Day and New Year's Eve.
Yes. Hey, one of my patrons is in the audience. Hello, Anne.
Hi, Anne. Thank you for supporting the lovely Natalie with her.
Thank you, my darling.
So, Boxing Day to New Year's Eve, what traditions do you have?
Oh, Boxing Day was the day of leftovers and movies and like playing with all of the games. And like, okay, so growing up, it was all of the Christmases were spent at my grandparents' house. So Boxing Day is like the day of boxing up. Everything that was sent out to all the charities. And like the firehouses, police departments, all of that stuff, like all the people who are collecting belongings or things for those that were in need, that was where that went. And it was just like a time of like relaxing after the day, but there really wasn't any relaxing because there was still so much food to be cooked still. Even though there was all these leftovers from Christmas, there were still other meals to be cooked and other family members coming in after Christmas. So it was like second Christmas, third Christmas, and fourth Christmas. Even after Christmas, you know, there was still family and friends that were coming in to visit after the holiday or after Christmas. So it was just like constantly like a rotating door. And now it's like life is completely different where there is like no large families. Everyone is completely split and separated and gone independently in their lives. which is fine. You know,
Yeah.
I'm okay with that, honestly, at this point. Some of those people I'd much rather not participate with. I remember, like, the day after Christmas for me holds a lot of really big core memories for me. That was like the day that I would spend with my grandfather. In the morning, he and I were like the first two people up in the morning, so I would be like the second person down. He had been down for probably about an hour having his coffee, and he and I would have our special after Christmas breakfast together, which consisted of smoked salmon, baby or salad shrimp, what you guys would call salad shrimp out here, like the little tiny ones, some melon, some avocado, and something called Marie Rose sauce, which is, in my opinion, one of my favorite condiments in the whole world. It's mayonnaise and ketchup, lemon juice, Worcestershire sauce, salt, pepper, and some sugar, and you whisk it all up, and it looks pink, but it's lovely with seafood. It's delightful.
Right.
And he and I would spend our breakfast together eating smoked salmon, shrimp, Marie Rose sauce, and melon. That was our breakfast. And that, even now to this day, every Christmas, I will actively seek out smoked salmon and salad shrimp specifically so I can have that. And for like the past few days, I've been having some Marie Rose sauce and some salad shrimp, kind of preparing myself and building that nostalgia up, because I'm like, I can't wait to have this smoked salmon. I've been like waiting. And the other day I had full-blown panic and was texting my friends like, I cannot find salmon anywhere on this
Only
planet.
$1.
I was like, I can't find it, and it has to be cold smoked salmon. It cannot be hot smoked salmon. Okay, there's a
Only
massive
$1.
Yeah, Sam's Club had none. Walmart had none. Nowhere had any. And I went into what we call out here the Gucci Kroger. And they had, I think, 3 left of their 16-ounce packages. And I was like, they are $20 a piece. Oh, that's $20. And my husband's like, that is the same price as the beef roast that I just bought the other day for Christmas dinner. And it weighs 3.5 pounds. And you're buying the same amount for 16 ounces of fish.
Like, go to only $1. It is $1.25 per plank.
It's just the whole, like, I end up eating the entire thing, like the entire smoked salmon to myself. And I don't regret a single bite of it. Not one, because I only do it like once a year. So I have no regrets the entire time. I don't care if I hate myself physically afterwards. It is worth every single bite. And it's worth every single tear that comes from my face as I cry over my grandfather.
Well,
you know?
Let's see. Boxing Day begins the New Year clean, getting the house ready for New Year's Day. Somewhere in that time, I will write a letter to 2022 to say get the fuck out, and these are the things I'm not taking with me.
Yeah, and saying thanks for all the stuff that it did give you.
Yep. I'll be setting my planner up, setting my goals for 2022, and then 2023, and also looking at 2022 and figuring out exactly what I enjoyed content-wise.
As difficult as the past 3 years have been. Okay. Let's just blanket that for a second.
Yeah.
It's not just like the past year, the past 3 years. It is all just like one collective year, because for a lot of us, it has literally all just flowed into one. And that's okay. A lot of us are feeling that way. That is completely all right. If you're feeling like, I don't even know what last Christmas looked like. A lot of us don't remember, because it's just been absolutely crazy. There's been so much illness and so much loss. It's fine if you don't remember. That's okay. Trauma does that to people. Okay.
Right.
As difficult as the past 3 years have been, I gotta say, I've got a lot to be thankful for for this year. Not just because like joining like all of the networks that I joined, because there was a lot that I joined.
Yeah.
And there was, trial and error, failure and success and things like that. And I learned a lot.
Speaking of your networks, now if you want to get Miss Natalie on a deal right now, And I mean a pure steal. Go check out Purple Ocean.
Yeah.
TikTok.
For the whole week. They have like Christmas specials going on the whole week on Purple Ocean.
Yeah.
The whole week.
Yeah. I think it's like $5 for a question with her.
Something like that. Yeah. I've got like rush deliveries. I do chats and stuff like that. They've got 24-hour returns, which I think are even cheaper. So you won't get the response back like immediately, but within 24 hours, you'll get a video response from me. Like the prices are great, and it's a great app for like a quick answer. You just want to get like some basic insight. I can push out as much information as I possibly can in 3 minutes of time, because that's all they give you is 3 minutes of video time. But as one person responded today with a review, is she talks really fast but gives you a lot of information to think about. So
so they're really doing the ho thing going on there.
Yep.
So be sure to check that out.
Yes. And if you want a deeper reading with me, if you really want to like get like really deep into stuff, book a bigger reading with me. You can find me at www.thependulumspath.com and book a deeper reading with me. I will be off for the 23rd, 24th, 26th, and 27th. Just for family time and all of that stuff. But then I'll be right back up and running again per normal hours and all of that. So make sure you're following me on all of the pages, all of the socials and all of that stuff. Under the Pendulum's Path, you'll be able to find me.
Right. And of course, you can always find her at West Virginia Psychics or PCSP Network.
Oh, thank you, Anne. I hope I hope you enjoyed the last one. I like doing that one. That was a good one.
Now, and I'm trying to go steal your links because, I don't get updated links. Because you just recently opened something. My
Patreon. I did.
Yeah.
I just launched my Patreon. So I've got a few different tiers. The top tier is $20.20. You get a 10-card reading, a monthly reading from me, and you get 2 ticket entries into my monthly giveaways as well. And you can always purchase additional tickets on top of the Patreon things. And if anybody wants to purchase a ticket for December's giveaway, I'm doing an email reading giveaway. Tickets are $5.55. You can go to my website at thependulumspath.com and purchase a ticket there, and you will receive a video reading from me in return. And then at the end of the year, I will be announcing the winner.
Cool. Let me get that link for everyone, because it is harder to get to. But she launched her Patreon, and I'm sure benefits will change, things will change as time goes on.
Yes, I will be expanding over 2023. I've already written down some ideas on how I want that to grow, how I want my live streams to grow, and things like that. And I hopefully I will need some help in figuring out where there are vendor shows, but I'm going to really push myself to be more public in 2023. Like in the past few years, I was like almost ready. I was so ready. I wanted to. And right before I was set to, I was like, I can't, I'm too scared. I can't do this. I don't know if I'm ready. But now that I've really, now that I've stepped outside of that comfort zone, now I have to find a new comfort zone to push myself through. I've got to find a new challenge that's going to test me. And I'm really ready for it. And I know as I said that on the new moon, they're like, you said you were ready on the new moon now.
Brace for impact.
Like you said it out loud. There are witnesses to this. But I'm
now,
ready.
do you want to talk about the you finally knowing that you're starting to make it?
What's that?
You finally starting to make it?
Oh, what, when somebody copies your copies your psychic page? Yeah, I made a joke because I was like, listen, that you've made it as a psychic when somebody else copies your page but changes the name to something ever so slightly different. And they'll take all of your pictures and all of your profile information and they will carbon copy everything, but the name will be ever so slightly different. And someone did that to me the other day and I squealed with delight when I saw it. I was like, it took 3 years for somebody to copy my page.
Yep. Now it's time for you to change your picture. Now it's time for you to change your picture.
Yes, now it is time for me to change my picture. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's right, Anne. Anne's first reading with me was in person. That's right. And I was, yeah. Yeah. And actually, here's what's funny. Danielle, don't know if you know this, Danielle, but I think you were one of my first 3 psychic readings. I think it was you, David, and I think I want to say Greg. And I think you know who all of those are. And Glenn, Psychic Glenn, and him as well. Funnily enough, they're all UK based, but Danielle was one of my first as well. And my granddad came through to her.
Awesome.
Yeah.
See, what are you going to see out of Aeson in 2023? I'm going to start doing a monthly gala reading. You're going to probably see some price increases. Yes, networks say, oh, they need more money. The gas company says it needs more money. So, of course, price increases are coming. But if you join Patreon, you get discounts on a lot of stuff. It's weird, looking at how business stuff has to be done. We're building the Master Psychic Planner. That's going to be available to Patreons. It may be available up on my store. You may start seeing products of mine up on my store because I don't do I do bath salts. You may get to see some jewelry design. I want to get back into that. I don't think I can add another live stream. Like we are literally live streaming 7 days a week now.
I was like, if you add another live stream, you'd have to create another day of the week and get everybody on board with that.
Well, I would love to one day operate a pod nation.
Yeah.
And what a pod nation
like
is.
Every hour there's something going on.
Yes. Yeah. Because we have the network, but I would love to have a pod nation.
That would be really fun.
Yeah. You're going to see some new classes. I'm going to be doing some life coaching style classes. Those are going to be coming out.
I know it does. My husband decided to, we had Christmas presents hidden in here and he came in here before I started and I was like, I don't have time to sit there and adjust everything.
That's okay.
It's all right.
It's all right. But, so you're going to see some different classes from me. And then, of course, Modern Spiritualist is up and running. Crowley, you're going to get me in trouble.
And on the 8 days, I said, sure, why not? Let's do it. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's like if you added, I've had people ask me to do their shows, and I was like, I can't do anything from 7 until between 7 and 9, and they're like, why? And I was like, because I work on another network and we have other shows going on, and I literally cannot overstream on their streams.
Yes.
So I was like, I have to be mindful of all of the other shows that I'm a part of. And then when people are like, you're part of a network, and I'm like, yeah, that's a story. I don't even know how I got into that one, but
blame Jason. It's his fault.
It I blame Jason for a lot of things these days. I do. And I'm sure he blames me for a lot of things too, because he pushes me just as much as I push him to do things. So, yeah.
Yeah. And just to clarify, yes, we will be broadcasting Christmas night.
Yes.
I
really did get adopted. Like, they just shoved me, like, here you go. Like, you belong here.
Yes. Go do this.
Okay. Sure. This is fine. I'm not going to question it at all. Yeah. I have a friend who makes them. Okay, like I kid you not, she's done like all of the horror characters, painted them on the glass candles, like full on painted them, and they are amazing. She's done like stained glass designs behind them. They are amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it would definitely have to be a road opener candle. Like,
yes.
I'd have to get some formula working there.
Yes, it would. I feel like a lone wolf too, Danielle, sometimes, because it's like Aeson lives like 4 hours for me, 5 hours for me, whatever, like so far away.
Depends on if I need the truck or if I just need to come see you. If I can need to come see you, I am 5 hours away. If I've got to bring the truck, I'm 3.5 hours away.
Okay, see, there you go. So, it's like, even though I have this community, most of them are quite far outside of my immediate reach. I mean, Jason's he's like maybe 30 minutes out from me, kind of thing. We always end up just kind of meeting in the middle, whatever. But it's the community that I have. It doesn't matter if it's in human fleshy form or not. And I know that you know that, Danielle, because you and I are just as close as if we were next door neighbors. And I know that she knows that because she's all the way over in the UK. And the day that we meet, it will be as if we've never not met. Okay?
Let me know when you do, because I have a list of things I need picked up in England.
That's absolutely fine.
Okay. Take 2 suitcases because you're bringing me back some things. We'll start with the Cadbury caterpillar cake and work our way down to books from a certain book.
You want a Marks and Spencer's caterpillar cake is what you want.
No, I want the Aldi caterpillar cake and the Marks and Spencer cake.
Those were the ultimate like birthday party hack, was just depending on how many children you had, was how many caterpillar cakes you bought, and you just shoved them all together. And added some extra grass around it and called it like just some coconut and some green. Just color the coconut green. There's the grass, kids. Here's some liquor around it. It's fantastic.
Oh, come with her. Okay, that's a possibility.
If we do, we have to book it through Lisa with Wanderlust Travel.
Yes.
Because she does tours. Did you know that, Aeson?
Yes, I knew she does tours.
So,
yeah.
Just saying.
Well, the problem is I would prefer, if I'm going back to England, to at least go the right way and go back on the steamer.
Okay. She's like, my house has rooms. I will make the bed. I could call her at the airport and be like, I'm at gate 12. And she would be like, give me 20 minutes. I will be there.
I know, but we need to check out other things too, my dear. Beds are nice, but how's your internet, honey? We got a schedule to keep here.
He does live streams on a regular basis. Her internet's fine. I'm like, I already know her internet's fine. Don't even ask.
Yeah. Because there's no way that we can stop the machine.
Right. Oh, no. Can you imagine all of us psychics in your house, Danielle? I think that we would probably break everything in the house without touching anything.
Actually, there's a house in England that Crawley used for experimentation that's still haunted. We would probably create that.
Yeah. That could be fun, though.
It could be. As long as we don't get shut down by the royal government, we'd be fine.
But they don't know. It's fine.
Oh, please.
Are you here for business or pleasure? Pleasure. Thank you. All pleasure.
I don't know. Let's see your laws and let's go back and debate them, because I'm actually here to take a few tests.
Right. But it's all pleasure based, okay? I will enjoy every second of it.
Okay, so what's your number one song this year?
My number one song?
This is the last time you'll be on air with me this year.
What's my number one what song?
Yeah, song.
Oh. Oh, that is a question that I don't know how to answer. Oh, Lizzo's About Damn Time just like pounded out in my head for a
I
second.
like that one.
Just like it's about damn time, and
Right.
just the whole energy of the song, not just the lyrics, the whole energy of the song. Like mental health check-ins and making sure that you're feeling okay, and even though you're not, I'm still gonna rise up and I'm still gonna go and get it because I'm the boss of my own story.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So and like owning your journey and all of that stuff. Like I love Lizzo for like self-reflection, self-awareness, and just loving her own journey and loving everybody else's journey as well. I find her to be an ultra supportive icon, if you will, and I use those terms very loosely when it comes to like celebrities and things like that, but they are the face of of a sense of our culture. So when it comes to those faces, I am quite picky and choosy about who I will follow or who I will invest my time into actively listening to their music. But yeah, I think that might kind of wrap up in a little cellophane basket my mood for 2022.
Okay.
Going into 2023.
I'm having problems deciding my three. Here's my three.
Okay.
Sugar Daddy by Izzy.
Yeah, that's not a surprise.
Okay. Get in the Truck by Hardy. And where is she? Oh, most of the people are streaming right now, so it's hard for me to find her. Give me a minute.
There is also a song that I just heard recently that just kind of played in my head. Like I just heard like the opening like few chords. I think his name is Chris Hauser, and I think the song is called Bible Belt. And he is a gay country singer who grew up in the Bible Belt and was, thumped over the head with it. And his story, like the lyrics of it, it's ambiguous. Like it's not directed specifically to somebody who is homosexual. It might be anybody who lives outside of the box.
Right.
And like when I heard his song, like the first time, I was like in tears. I was like, damn, I was like, that hit me. And that, like, his story is not my story, but those words, that's me right there. Like that is all me. And I found myself like singing the words with emphasis and with anger and with relief, and it's like when you have a song that unholy, seriously, isn't everybody. But it really is like that kind of, and if a song can get you to feel multiple emotions, and it makes you feel more than one thing at more than one different time in your life. Yeah. And I said to I was talking in the group chat with Jason and Mara the other day that I've pulled up the Six of Wands and the Three of Wands a couple of different times, and some of my readings going into next year. And I was like, why is it that every time I flip over the Six of Wands, all I hear is Freddie Mercury going, "We are the champions, my friends." And I'm like, every time I flip over the Six of Wands, that's all I hear, and that's all I see is the Live Aid stage performance of him, and that is all I hear is "We are the champions." And I was like, if that is going to be the energy that I go into in 2023, then I'm freaking gonna rock it.
Yeah.
Now,
I was looking off guard, and I didn't think I'd like the song because of the name of it. But I fucking love the song. And it's Ashley McBrade's Gospel Night at the Strip Club.
That's an interesting title.
It's a great fucking song. And it's just it just hits somewhere in the back of my head. But no, those are my three songs for the year. I normally try to choose one, but I can't this year. So those are my three songs. Let's see. What rock did you break this year?
Appetite.
Appetite?
An appetite tower.
No. What obstacle did you overcome?
Oh, I thought you told like what crystal did I break, and I was like, appetite. I broke that one because I was really sad about it, and I'm still mad about it. Doing vendor shows like that. I think that was my really big obstacle. Was vendor shows. And being humanly public, because there's like a difference between like socially public, because there's always like that end call or end broadcast button, or just like that website, unplug the internet and now no one can see me and I won't ever go live again. So I really did. I had a full moment, a full card moment, where it wasn't just that I was standing on the edge of something. I allowed myself to fall. And realized, okay, it's not as scary as I thought that this was going to be. I actually found some success in it. And I'm well aware that it's like not a one and done deal. You have to continuously put yourself out there so that people know that you are going to continuously be there and that you will come back every year and that they have something to look forward to, or at least a familiar face to look forward to. So that being said, I know that now that I've pushed myself through that boundary, and push myself past that fear of being public and getting like live feedback from somebody, because it's easy to ignore a comment or just not see it and receive it later, but when the person's sitting in front of you and you're feeling that raw emotion, it is a very different experience. So pushing myself outside of that boundary has really been like kind of like my 6 of Wands moment of accomplishment, and I'm really proud of myself for doing that, and it's really pushed myself into a new element of community that I haven't been able to experience in a really long time. So for that, I'm really thankful for that. Like all of you guys have really helped push me out and like forced me to do things. I was like, I can't do this. And you're like, shut up. Yes, you can.
Go fix your table
and hit play.
Yeah. My comment normally is go fix your table.
Yes.
Okay. Natalie. Oh, Natalie. There you are. You really tried to unplug the internet. So my obstacle is probably a weird one. Getting back into public.
I was like, I'm just entering into it. And you're like, yeah, I'm going back.
I'm not going back to 50 weekends on the road a year. I will do select events that I actually have an investment in.
Right.
That's and if I don't like your event, like, sorry, I don't want to be at the pumpkin patch. I'm not coming.
Yeah.
I have the ability now to say no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's nice when you're given that opportunity to be choosy. But I mean, there are going to be some things that I'm going to be like, yeah, I don't feel like that's going to be worth it for me. That's not worth the drive, or that's not like the like aesthetic that I have with like what you guys are selling, and then my table will stick out like a sore thumb and will attract negative attention to your event. Whatever that is. So, but I will say I am going to restart doing like house calls, like house parties and things like that. Because during COVID and stuff, I was like, yeah, no, I'm definitely not going to do the public thing. And that also added to the anxiety of doing the whole public thing as well. Like that was a really big part of it, was COVID and all the illness and everything like that. So it was just being really careful. But as far as like if people are wanting to book parties with me, which I've done in the past as well, but now I'm going to be like more open to doing those and setting those up.
Within reason. Within reason. Base no kill. If you look at the map and you see it's going to take you 4 hours, that means it's going to take me 4 hours. So, we're going to have to discuss that.
Right, exactly.
Because I'm an old man. If it's over 5 hours, I got to have a night recovery.
Right, exactly. And it's like it's going to be exhausting driving there, and then you're going to ask me to sit down for 2 to 3 hours with your group of friends doing all of that stuff, and then I've got to drive another 4 hours home. That's the entire day gone.
Right. But at the same time, I can zoom in there.
Yeah. And it's
Your
over and
house
done
is
within an
equipped for
hour.
it.
Yeah, and you're still getting paid for it, but there's so
Well,
much
I'm
less
getting
stress
paid
and
for it.
anxiety.
You're getting the same thing. It's just you don't have to like go clean out your bedroom to
Right.
set my table up.
Yeah. That's why I tell people, I'm like, you can sit in your bedroom, in your pajamas, under your covers with a box of tissues and your teddy bear. I don't care. Like, this is your time. Be comfortable. I don't want you to have to get up, get dressed, drive all the way to come and see me. If I can just do the same thing on a Zoom call with you or over the telephone, it doesn't matter. Back in the day, that's all it was phone readings, you know?
Oh, no, let's go real back in the day. It was either in person, meaning you got invited to tea, or it was typed and mailed to you because everyone didn't have a telephone.
Yeah.
Yep. You know, that's where my root, that's what 3 cents a word. And the word had to be over 5 letters.
Yep. Boy, times have changed, haven't they? Now you can just send voice text and just say, you know, he's not right for you. Leave his ass.
Now I can say, burn his shit. And that is something that I'm wanting to get out. You know, Brenda reminded me, yes, we are working on merch for the network. Of course, Patreons will get that first. I think there will be some Aeson Knight merch also produced in that. You know, because, you know, sometimes you just put on my shirt that says, coffee before I even deal with you. Yes, and, you know, Miss Natalie has merch out. So, yeah, there'll be some
I have hoodies.
Yes, she has hoodies. So guys, be looking for that. Yeah. Now let's talk about next Thursday night because it's normally the 5th Thursday of the month, so it's roundtable. This year it is. This month it is not. This will be Aeson's predictions for 2023.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the advice you always give me.
Yep.
Quit thinking about him, man. He's not worth your time.
If he does not accentuate your assets and brings you more liabilities, he ain't worth the investment.
And then kick him in the assets.
Yes.
For sure.
All right, Miss Natalie, what are you doing? Are you doing Saturday night? Well, no, because you're off Saturday night.
Yes, I'm off Saturday night. Night. I think my next little live, it might only be like a quick 5-minute, 10-minute thing where I announce the winner of the event of this month's giveaway. My next weather depending, I might do a live stream after Christmas, before New Year's. It is entirely weather depending because we've got a massive cold front coming in, like -30 in Celsius, and it's gonna be cold. So you know, weather depending.
Right.
But I will I definitely plan on going live streaming at least a few times a month to do live readings and things like that.
Yep.
And I do plan on doing paid lives as well. Right.
And yes, she's freezing because of the cold weather.
You know. Yeah, quite probably. It is. Yep. It is cold.
Yeah. So we're going to wrap this up. We do want to take a moment and first thank your new Patreons.
Yes, thank you, Anne, for hanging out with me this evening, and Brenda Bone and Bambi Joe as well, even though they're not in the audience. I want to give thanks to them as well for being my patrons. And if anybody does want to support my page, please visit my Patreon. The link is in the comments somewhere, so you can scroll up and find it in there.
Yep. And, you know, you can always also go to PCSP Network to find Natalie. You can find the network Patreon that benefits the network. And then I have Aeson's Inner Circle, which is my Wicca and my Wicca life coaching and class Patreon. We meet once a month to do classes. So Patreon's going to be a real useful thing. All right, guys. So, with that, I do want to say thank you to our patrons, Miss Beverly Walker, Mika G, Kathy, Mary Winfield, Brenda Bryant, Shannon C, Shannon D, Lady Gwendolyn, Charles Shaw, Dottie the Psychic, Tracy Van, and Ketlin Ball. If you'd like to learn more about the Patreon, go to pcspnetwork.com and get in on the gig there. And that's where you can find most information. You can contact any psychic you see on our network. We're working on an Amazon store, so we can just link our authors in there. We got to figure out how to do that, though. Yeah, it's something I'm throwing at Techie Joe to do. So,
It's like that's a Joe thing. That's not a me thing.
yeah, boundaries, baby, boundaries. My calendar already bleeds. I am not adding one more to-do list to it. Like keeping up with our authors and how to get them. So tomorrow night is Mountain Bears. We will be covering GLBT issues. If this is your first time viewing us, please do the favorite, the likey, the sharing, the subscribing thing. I've got to make him make me a graphic for all that fun stuff. Then on Sunday night, we will be setting up the Master Psychic Aeson's Meister Psychic Planner with my new layout. My Patreons will have the new layout to themselves that morning. So if they want to print it out and try it out, that's great. And then once I battle test it, make sure it can keep up with my life, then I may have Techie Joe offer it out for sale. January's calendar will be coming out. Of course, there will be some calendar changes. There'll be a live events change. There will be a Psychic Saturday, which I'm going to try to see who else wants to do the Psychic Saturday thing with me. That may be a multi-Psychic Saturday that is virtual.
Yeah.
That evening, I do the energy forecast for the following month. This Saturday is my last Power Saturday. I'm remarketing and rebranding it. You can get a reading with me for like $20. And then we will do the energy overviews that night for January of 2023. That's why I was checking to see if she was going live, because if so, then I was going to delay my live. This is how we work this. So there's all that fun stuff going on. If you want to grow and learn in your new spirituality, you can always go over to a modern spiritualist. I do have my tarot, my astrology, my scrying class, and my numerology class app as Aeson Knight. So we will see where those go. So yeah,
It'll be
there's a lot of stuff
fun.
going on. Yes, we
I'm
are.
excited. 2023 is going to be a year of growth for all of us.
Well, it's a 7-year, honey. So, it's going to be one of those years. It's going to be interesting to watch. We also have some interesting astrology things going on in 2023 to be watching out for.
Yep.
So it will be fun. It will be fun. So with that, guys, you guys have an amazing night. We hope you've enjoyed our show and our little rants. And as always, good night, y'all.
Bye.
All right, darling.
One sec, I turned my volume all the way down. Sorry, what was that?
Sorry.
That's all right.
All right, darling.
The music at the end always comes like blasting through, so I always end up having to
I've got
turn it all the way down.
that.
Otherwise, I'm going to be like, "Oh, that's so loud."
Yeah.
That's so much.
So we don't have anything there.
That's all right.
I know. We've got to figure out how to do that, because I really want this to become a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we may put a commercial break in that talks about buying your host coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in exchange for a reading or something.
I don't know. we got to figure it out. We need to brainstorm. I really need to have a meeting with all the podcasters. You are welcome to go to stream any Saturday except the last Saturday of the month.
Okay.
Okay. That is your day. I'm reserving it until you get your shit together for you to produce your own show.
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you go to stream, go to West Virginia Psychic, go to the coffee shops. Like, those
Click
are
all
your
of
streaming.
them.
Click all of them that is not a personal shop.
Yeah.
Like, don't be streaming on my page. Be streaming on your shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you for real?
Waiting for this week to be over.
Okay.
I feel like it's, you know, my husband's been like, he's like, you're not in the Christmas spirit. I'm like, because it doesn't feel like it.
Right.
It just doesn't feel like it to me. And you can't force that on somebody. It's not that I'm not in the spirit. It's just not the same as it has been. So when people go through those changes and stuff, it's hard to kind of like emotionally navigate it. But it's like I'm 38 years old. I'm not 16. I'm not 12 anymore. It's a completely different energy. So let's navigate this. I'm worried about
Christmas spirit.
Yeah, it's just, it changes, you know, as the years go, it completely changes.
Yeah.
And I think more than anything, I'm worried about my brother more than anything, but